That. At this point, I want to ask John Lee to come forward. Good morning. Let me just make sure it's on. Sorry.
Can you hear me? Not yet. Okay.
Go.
Okay. Good morning. Revelations chapter 14, verse 13. And I heard a voice from heaven saying, "Write this, blessed are the dead who die in the Lord from now on. Blessed indeed, says the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, for their deeds follow them." Amen. My generosity story, the hot chocolate machine. When I was very young, my mother, Jean Lee, would occasionally bring me to Winchester from our home in Millwood to attend different churches on Sunday mornings. Having grown up the daughter of a Methodist lay minister in Clark County, I believe my mother wanted to ensure that I found my faith in a little less rigid fashion than she may have experienced. Part of this routine included the occasional opportunity to attend Grace Evangelical Lutheran Church. My mother's best friend, Kathleen Stadler, attended Grace along with our neighbors in Millwood, the Mayfield family. I remember having the opportunity to come along on Sunday mornings from Millwood to Winchester with Marty, Gail, Tim, and Andrew. Without my mom, I can remember those early, slightly unsettled feelings of unfamiliarity with a new place, new people, and new traditions. One of the things that stood out to me from those early visits to Grace, and we estimate I was around the ages of 6 to 8 during this time, was the hot chocolate machine downstairs in Eisenberg Hall. To me, a young boy, slightly anxious about unfamiliar people and experiences, two things made coming to Grace exciting. The first was the chance to spend time with my best friend on the planet, Andrew, and the second was the hot chocolate. To us, the hot chocolate was liquid gold. The perfect level of hot chocolate at just the right temperature arrived in your cup after a magical whooshing sound that seemed to precede the automatic pour. I vividly remember the cylindrical shape and size of the spout, the tan color of the machine, and the grate where the cup would rest. That grate was very important because the trick was to ensure that your cup was filled all the way to the very top. Occasionally, the cup might overflow. This likely occurred when being rushed by an adult's invitation to gather or play or sing, all things to the 7-year-old that seemed secondary to achieving the perfect pour. The grate was the last line of defense, and I remember it clearly. My mother eventually asked me where I would like to attend church on a regular basis. My response was heavily influenced by the loving generosity of Marty and Gail to include me in their Sunday routine, and the opportunity to spend even more time with my best friend. I must admit that the other influencer was the hot chocolate. I would in fact continue to come to Grace with the Mayfields. Reverend Utt became my mentor, Dot Tillison began teaching me about music, and eventually I would become one of Miss T's kids. I was baptized in the sanctuary at age 9, confirmed in middle school, and served on the church council as a youth rep before graduating and going on to college. Acolyte, youth group, winter celebration, beach trips, Sunday school, theme parks, choir, cross-bearing, fundraising for Tanzania, ELCA trips. All of these events helped to shape my childhood. My experiences at Grace are part of who I am, what I believe, and what I know. When asked why I go to church, my response is this. When I was a little boy, a church congregation welcomed me and made me feel like family. For me, that was something that mattered and taught me about God's unconditional love. Although the hot chocolate may have been the thing that stood out to me as a child, what stands out to me now is all the people that it took to produce that hot chocolate experience. The members of the congregation who woke up early to prepare the fellowship hall and switch on the machine. The members of the congregation who lovingly added the perfect amount of hot chocolate mix, knowing what a treat it was. The members of the congregation that likely wiped up the last child's rushed attempt at the perfect pour. The members of the congregation who ensured bulletins were printed and mailed so that we all knew to come to Eisenberg Hall to enjoy the hot chocolate on those mornings. The members of the congregation who donated hard-earned income to ensure the room had lights, the space was inviting, and that the hot chocolate machine was up and running. These people, the church family who work together to provide the experience myself and many others are blessed with each week, stand out to me as extremely generous. Thank you. My wife, Marlise, and I chose to have our sons, Talon and Holden, baptized here at Grace just last year. They have quickly become one of Miss T's kids and are already expressing bewilderment at the generosity and love they experience at Grace. These moments, these mornings, and all of the hard work that goes into them continue to matter. These mornings continue to demonstrate to me and my family the power of God's unconditional love. Thank you to all of you that have contributed so generously to this church family. God's peace be with you.
And also with you. Thank you.